What's up? Welcome back to Thrashing Outdoors. So, just kind of show you what I've got set up here. I've got this little rack that I hang them all on, even when I'm powder coating or doing anything. And the system I've kind of got going right now, I'll show you what I've got done. This jig was powder coated, and then I put the eyes on it today. So, not too shabby. What I'm kind of doing is I've got my white stick here, and I just pick one up. I get a little white on the tip, and it's better when I'm holding it on the table because I'm a lot sturdier. And I just give it a nice little push on one side, and a nice little push on the other. Need a little more paint on that one though. Ooh, that might have been too much. So it's a little difficult when you're doing it not on the table. And then once I'm done with the white, I just hang her up and I move on to the next one. And when I'm done with all the whites, that should be about dry, so I'll go back and use the black and make the pupils. I think I'm gonna make a couple red pupils this next go around. So there's, so it's a lot quicker when I hold it on the table. And just hang her up. Move on to the next one. So I've went across a couple different ways of making eyes. And so far, this seems to be the most efficient and actually makes round circles every time. And let me show you, let me finish these up and I'll kind of show you what I had going and then what I'm using now and what I like better. And these aren't perfect by any means. I mean, some of them look a heck of a lot better than the others. But I do have some practicing to do with powder coating and doing the eyes and all that other stuff. So what I had initially gotten, alright, so what I initially gotten was these bottles. You put the paint inside of them. And they have these little eyedroppers, which the first two always fall out. Here's the eyedroppers right there. They always fall out, the first two. It's the third one, I don't know why. And trust me, I've done this several times. There, finally falls out. But I've done it several times and it's never wanted to come out. So anyways, you've got these three little droppers. And I'm not gonna be able to show you on camera, but if you look at them real close, you can tell that each one's a different size. Not by much, but it is a little bit. So you put your paint in there, put your cap on, and it's got this little spout. You just put whichever dropper you want on there, and that's how it goes, right? So, and then you're supposed to be able to press down, squeeze it, and it's supposed to form a perfect circle. I couldn't get it to work that well. So, I bought a couple of these, and right now I have no use for them. Thank God they're only like $3 a piece. If you can get it to work, great. I probably would tinker with it a little bit more at some point, but right now, I'm pretty happy with the method that I'm using. And I will get to that here in just a second. So, what I've kind of got going on right now is I went on Amazon. And, oh shoot, go figure. Okay, so I went on to Amazon and I bought these treat sticks. They're 6 inches long and there's 100 of them. I think it was like $3 for those. I bought these hole punches. It's called the Hollow Punch Set, 9-piece. These I believe were $10. But it comes with several different sizes. And I bought these foam sheets. Okay, and these were, I don't remember how much these were. I don't think they were expensive. I think they were pretty cheap. So I bought 2 of them. And what I do is I take and as you can kind of see here where I've done it to this one, I use the punch to cut out the hole size that I want. And I take a stick and I cut the stick up in about 3 or 4 different, maybe 5. They're probably about 1.5 inches long, maybe 2 inches long. Probably about 1 inch to 1.5 inches long. And all I do is I make the hole punch, I take the centerpiece out, and I use a little bit of my Gorilla super glue here, and I just glue the foam to the edge of the stick, just like that. And then, so my paint that I'm using right now is the OS coating, vinyl, lure, and jig finish. And all I do is I take the cap off, and I shake it up, I take the cap off, and it's already got paint sitting in there. And I just use that to dip in there, make what I need to make, and call it good. And then of course I have black and yellow if I want to get real funky, and red. So these 4 containers are 4 fluid ounces a piece, and I have a pretty good feeling as long as it doesn't dry out on me with what I'm using it for, I'm not gonna run out of paint for quite some time. So anyways, I'm gonna do a couple more here, and then we have black or red eyes that we want to put on. And you just dip it to where the bottom of the foam is pretty well covered with paint. I don't know if you can see that, but it's white. I'll show you better with the black paint or something. And like I said, I just hold it down on the table where I think my eye is. A quick stamp, flip it over, quick stamp again. Now the second stamp usually needs a little bit more dabbing because the paint's kind of gone, and it could be more perfect certain ways. So we'll show you a quick second dab here. It leaves like a little thin paint in the middle, and so the color of the jig kind of shows through. So with this one, you can kind of see it's very well covered. On this side, you can see a little bit of the, maybe, you can see the paint come through the middle, the orange or red. So I just kind of give it another quick dab, fill that spot in, and then hang her up. I did learn this off of another guy on YouTube. I'll see if I can find his link and put it down below. But this so far seems to be the easiest way to paint jig eyes. He gets a little crazy into it. He's got he does like bloodshot eyes, which I'm not trying to get that involved yet. I'm just trying to get some eyes done and get these all painted up. And that way, if anybody wants to buy any, I can sell it to them. And, you know, like I said, they're not perfect. They're not professional. They're good hooks. And the paint should last on them. I bought the best paint I could find for doing this stuff. And I'm trying to make them look as best as I can. But anybody that did sell these to would be, you know, they're buying them because they're cheaper and they can get quantity. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that the quality is not there, because I believe that I am doing a pretty decent job on these. But they're probably not something that they just don't look exactly like they came from a machine that does this. Like I said, I think they actually look pretty good, but somebody else might find a flaw with them. And all I'm trying to do is just, you know, like I said, I'm not selling them for super expensive or anything. I'm just selling them to buddies and whoever else might want one, or some that want some cheap jigs. And all I'm trying to do is just make enough money to spread to buy more molds and other things to continue doing this stuff, so I can make spinners. And this is a kind of a hobby. If I can kind of get people who want to buy them, and I can make just enough money to continue the hobby, that's all I'm looking for. So I'm really not selling them to anybody for too much more than what it cost me to make them. I think I'd have to look it up, but I believe that these jigs here cost me about 17 cents a piece to make, and I'm charging like 25 cents a piece. And if you look up any Bass Pro or other jig on the website or Amazon or anything, they're usually around 50 cents a piece. So like I said, it's a deal, and personally I don't think they're too far off from looking like they came out of a factory. I still do have some learning to do, some practicing, but over time it should turn out pretty well. Know what I mean? What do you guys think? You tell me if you think that looks good or not. Here, I'll show you one with that I've finished with some black eyeballs. Did I hang that back up? Here. This one's a little bigger. This one's complete with eyeballs. You tell me what you think. Does that look good or no? Give me your suggestions here. What should I do? What should I change? And then, yeah, so I pretty much finished all of those. They're all hanging. And some of them aren't. Some of them I messed up, but that's okay. I'll keep the mess ups for my tackle box. But I will, once they're done, I should be able to just close this up and go right into the black, because it dries fairly quick. And then by the time I get around to the other side, these will be dry and black will go on. And then I did buy some of this too, but I don't know if I'm going to use it yet. I haven't decided. But I bought some head cement to kind of, put a nice little thin layer over everything. I did that to a few. Let's see, did I do that to this one? Yeah. So, different colors, but see, I don't really see much of a difference. Maybe it'll protect the eyes a little better. And I guarantee with the little difference that I see, this camera's not going to pick it up. It does look a little shinier. Maybe I will do it to all of them, because they do look a little shinier, look like they're a little more protected maybe. See if you can tell, I don't know. So you can kind of maybe see the shininess on that one a little bit. Ow! And I just got a hook on my finger. And then on this one, maybe not so much. I doubt you can tell. Anyway, so that's what they look like. You let me know if you think they look good enough that you would buy them, or what I should change. I think that's gonna be it. That's gonna wrap this one up. I showed you what I use, what I bought, what I don't like, kind of the setup. Oh, and then You know, like I said, this is my, you can, I already threw it away, but you can tell that this little foam piece is a lot smaller. So when I dab the black or the red, whichever I be using, it's smaller than the white, right? It's an obvious thing. And then of course with this, I mean this is a pretty large sheet, so this should last me a while. You can see the different sizes there. But I'll try, I haven't done this a whole lot, but I'll try to link these items in the description below if you're wanting to try this out for yourself with what I'm using. So far, like I said, I like this method. It's working. It's not too messy. It's fairly quick. And everything's really cheap. The only thing that was somewhat expensive were these. This is 10 bucks, but I'll use these forever unless I lose them. If they break for what I'm using them for, they're not gonna break. So anyways, I bought 2 sheets of this. I think this was $3.99 or $2.99 a sheet. Those lollipop sticks, there's 100 in there. I'm getting about, I'll say 5. I think I got 6 out of it, but I'll say 5 per stick, so that's 500 pieces. Doing the eyes that I've done, just switching some things up, I've used 3. And I've painted several jigs already. So, pretty cheap. And that's what I want to stick with. So, until I find something else different, that's what I'm going to be doing. If you guys get any like suggestions, please leave them below. I'll see. I'll try them out. I'll give them a test go. Maybe there's something better out there that I'm not doing. But so far, this is working pretty dang good. So thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And please like, share, and subscribe, I guess. And we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.